Welcome you all to Home Tutor. This is your personal teacher Niban. Let's see what we are going to discuss today. Today we are going to discuss part 6, that is the making of nationalism in Europe and Habsburg Empire. This is one of the most important topics that we have to study in 10th Standard Chapter 1, the rise of nationalism in Europe. So let's go to the topic. If you look at the map of mid-18th century Europe, you will find that there were no nation states as we know them today. In the middle of the 18th century, the countries in the Europe were under number of monarchs divided into small kingdoms. So if we look at the map of Europe, we cannot find a single nation state in the whole continent as we see in the present world. What we know today as Germany, Italy and Switzerland were divided into kingdoms, duchies and cantons whose rulers had their autonomous territories. Eastern and Central Europe were under autocratic monarchies within the territories of which lived diverse people. They did not see themselves as sharing a collective identity. The countries like Germany, Italy, Switzerland were divided into kingdoms, duchies, and cantons. So, what is a kingdom? When a country, state, or territory is ruled by a king or queen, it is called a kingdom. Then duchies. Duchies means a state or territory ruled by dukes or duchess. And cantons are areas or territories divided for administrative or political conveniences. So, the territories in Central and Eastern Europe were under autocratic monarchies that is ruled by a king or duke. But the people lived here were diverse, that is, they had different culture, practices, ethnic groups, then ethics, ceremonies, languages, lifestyles, etc. So what happened? They doesn't had a thought of collective identity or common culture, so they doesn't felt that they were one. They did not see themselves as sharing a collective identity or a common culture. Often they even spoke different languages and belonged to different ethnic groups. The main factor that made them separated was different types of languages and different ethnic groups that they belonged to. What is ethnic groups? They are related to a group of people who have a common national or cultural tradition. For example, the Habsburg Empire, you know that, is a very good example for different type of languages and different ethnic groups. The Habsburg Empire that ruled over Austria-Hungary, for example, was a patchwork of many different regions and peoples. It included the Alpine region, the Tyrol, Austria, and the Sudetenland, as well as Bohemia, where the aristocracy was predominantly German-speaking. So the Habsburg Empire. What is empire? Empire means a large group of states ruled by a single ruling authority. And so the Habsburg Empire, which ruled by Austria and Hungary, was a patchwork of, so that patchwork of different people who were living in different areas. Patchwork means an area composed of different groups, so it is a patchwork of different people. Habsburg Empire was a patchwork of different ethnic groups, like Alpine region consisted of Tyrols, Austrians and Sudetenland. Bohemia comprised of German-speaking aristocrats who were very powerful. Then the area of Lombardy and Venetia, where the people spoke Italian, was also under Habsburg Empire. This situation was similar in Hungary because half of the people spoke Magyar and the rest half spoke a number of dialects. It also included Italian-speaking provinces of Lombardy and Venetia. In Hungary, half of the population spoke Magyar, while the other half spoke a variety of dialects. In Galicia, the aristocracy spoke Polish. Besides these three dominant groups, there also lived within the boundaries of the empire a mass of subject peasant peoples, Bohemians and Slovaks to the north. Slovenes in Carniola, then Croats to the south, and Romans to the east in Transylvania. Such difference did not easily promote a sense of political unity. The only tie binding these diverse groups together was a common allegiance to the emperor. So we can say that the Habsburg Empire was a mixture of different type of languages and ethnic groups. Then coming to Galicia. In Galicia, the aristocrats spoke Polish. Other than the above mentioned dominant groups in the Habsburg Empire, there lived a huge population of farmers in the countryside, or that is in the village or border area. Bohemians settled in the north, then Slovenes in Carniol, then Croats settled in south, and Romans settled in Transylvania. So, will there be a political unity in this empire where the people were extremely diverse? They doesn't had a common identity, feeling of oneness, or a thought of nation state. The only factor that united the people was that they are living under a single empire, that is the Habsburg Empire. Finally, how did nationalism and the idea of the nation state emerge? Here, a question is asked that from where did they got the idea of nationalism? From where did they studied about a nation state? How did the nation states emerged in European countries? So in part 6, we should stress and study the Habsburg Empire. So now we are concluding this topic, and the next topic will be about aristocrats and the middle classes. Then continuation of this chapter will be as part 7. So please watch, like, share and subscribe, and don't forget to click on the bell icon. So I hope that you have discussed with your friends about this channel. So please don't forget about sharing. Thank you very much. See you on next video. Bye.